This morning, I went to do the final pre-closing walkthrough on a property where I represent the buyer, and on my way, I had texted the listing agent to let him know that I was coming. He told me that he'd already removed the lockbox, all the keys were in the kitchen, and he gave me the code for the keypad to the garage door. Problem is, when I arrived, the keypad isn't opening when I use that code. As I'm sitting there punching in the code multiple times, I'm texting and calling him saying, hey, this isn't working. The neighbor across the street comes out and hands me the garage door opener. And I'm thinking, thank goodness, now this will work. Push the button, nothing happens. At first, we were really confused because we couldn't figure out why it wasn't opening. So I got out one of these little electricity sensing pens that beeps when you touch to anything that's electric, like this stand-up desk. So we went over to the electrical panel, opened it up. Sure enough, there's no electricity in the panel. It stops at the meter. That means that the electric service has been turned off. So knowing that the only way to access the property was through the garage door, which was electronically powered, the seller inadvertently, hopefully inadvertently, called the electric company to turn the power off since they were closing that day. So I call the listing agent, and he actually shows up because he doesn't live too far from the house. We were talking about bringing in a locksmith. He had his partner call the electric company and see if we could just get the power turned on long enough for us to get the keys. And this house is locked up tight. Security doors, wrought iron bars. There's no way we're getting inside unless we have a key or we have access to the garage. Eventually, the electric company does turn the power back on and we can get inside. Once inside, we're able to do our walkthrough, see that the house is fine, and at that point I can call the title company and say, yes, move forward, we're closing today. Here's the advice I have to sellers. When you're closing, obviously you don't want to give your new buyers a bunch of free utilities, but please don't turn the utilities off until the day after you close. If you're closing on a Thursday, have them turned off on Friday morning. And if the buyer doesn't change them over into their name, at that point, they're solely responsible because you're not the owner anymore.